A couple hide a big secret behind this garage door until the authorities discovered their scheme. Reeta Herzallah, aged 37, and her husband Hamdi Almasri, 39, both work as doctors. The couple live in the small town of Enderby in the county of Leicester, central England, UK. Their home is a large 2-storey brick house that fronts onto a busy highway in the county district of Blaby. Part of their property is a 1-car garage. The small structure would originally not be much to look at. However, Reeta and Hamdi have had some work done on the garage and now it's extraordinary, so much so that the humble space that used to house their car has gone viral in a huge and unexpected way. The couple's home is part of a development that was originally built in 2007. At the time, a planning condition was made with the developers that a specified area of each home's grounds be set aside for a vehicle to be placed. In addition, all properties were to feature a dedicated garage. These measures were a bid to avoid access problems associated with excess on-street parking. However, in October 2015, Blaby District Council received reports that a pair of residents were in breach of those regulations. On investigation, council officials found that an enterprising Reeta and Hamdi had erected tall fencing which prevented cars from parking in designated areas. More seriously, they had also put in an illegal access road which led directly from their property onto the busy highway. Furthermore, was what the couple had put in the tall fences to hide. Unbelievably, they had effectively converted their garage in compact living quarters, but crucially said garage formed another requisite parking area and none of these alterations had been legally approved. Make no mistake, planning permission is taken very seriously in the UK. No building developments which are seen as damaging to the local neighbourhood or an inconvenience to the public are allowed if it's decided and unplanned property is in breach of their permissions. The local council can legally enforce changes, the real estate owner can appeal, but if they're unsuccessful they must comply with the authorities or face prosecution. In July of 2016, Reeta and Hamdi made an after-the-fact planning proposal to the district council in a bid to retain the changes to their Enderby property. The couple's application was refused. The doctors tried again in February 2017, appealing to a higher body, the National Planning Inspectorate of England and Wales, but were knocked back again. Halfway through the same year, Reeta and Hamdi looked like they were going to comply with the law when they took down the illegal fencing. However, when officials travelled to Enderby for a follow-up inspection, they found a large door leaned up across the front of the garage. Imagine their surprise when they looked behind it to see a smaller door and windows. The small structure was still being used as a tiny home. The council believed an employee of the doctors lived in the converted garage, and in November 2017, they initiated legal procedures against the couple, among other things. Councillor Sheila Scott is in charge of planning and housing strategy of Blaby District Council. In a press release published in early February 2018, Scott said the message from this case is clear: if you breach planning regulations and ignore us, we will not just go away. Creating an access onto a busy highway and blocking off valuable off-road parking space was completely unacceptable. Indeed, on February 7, 2018, a hearing on the matter was held at the nearby Leicester Magistrates Court. Reeta and Hamdi did not attend the proceedings. In the couple's absence, they were fined the UK equivalent of just over $1,000. They were also ordered to pay legal cost of some $1,700 and a victim surcharge. Since the report about Reeta and Hamdi converting their garage into a tiny clandestine cottage came out, the story's gone viral online and has racked up many newspaper column inches. The exposure prompted Herzallah to make a public Facebook post on February 13 of 2018 about what she alleges is false information and vilification being spread by old and new media alike. She wrote, a simple council dispute over a tiny garage within our property that we converted for personal use, was made into the foreign doctors that hid a house behind a propped-up garage door. She continued, it does not feel random that this was given all the attention, when there are thousands of similar council disputes. Furthermore, The Facebook post denied that the doctor duo had turned the garage into a separate home for rent by an employee or indeed anyone else. This was a simple single garage conversion into a small garden annex in the house that we own and that we own. It cannot be called a separate house in any stretch of imagination. Reeta claimed we had no intention of breaking any laws. Moreover, Reeta went on to say that the contractor the couple had taken on to complete the conversion had advised them that their modifications were permissible. They are now engaged in a dispute with this contractor over returning the property to its original condition. The doctor also added that the garage door had only been leaned against the front of the structure to await installation, not to hide their tiny second home.